clash, clash, clash.
It's when two things that are different or opposite come together, often causing trouble or disagreement. Here is a sample sentence for the word clash. The two politicians' differing views on economic policy led to a heated clash during the televised debate.
Clasp, clasp, clasp.
It's something you do with your hands to hold or grip something tightly, often to keep it from falling apart. Here is a sample sentence. She fastened her necklace with a small silver clasp that had been passed down to her from her grandmother.
Classic, classic, classic.
This word refers to something that is well known, respected, and considered good or excellent for a long time. It's often associated with quality, tradition, and timeless appeal. Here's a sample sentence. The 1962 film Breakfast at Tiffany's starring Audrey Hepburn is a classic romantic comedy that has stood the test of time.
Classical, classical, classical.
This term refers to something that is traditional, established, and widely accepted as being of high quality or importance. It's often associated with things that have been around for a long time and are considered timeless and enduring. Here is a sample sentence. The symphony orchestra performed a beautiful classical rendition of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. In this sentence, classical refers to music that originated in ancient Greece and Rome, or, more broadly, traditional Western art music from the 18th century onwards. It implies a sense of tradition, refinement, and cultural significance.
Classification, classification, classification.
It's the process of grouping things together based on what they have in common, so you can understand or organize them better. Here is a sample sentence. The biologists spent hours studying and creating a detailed classification system to categorize the different species of plants in the rainforest. This sentence demonstrates how the word classification can be used in context, referring to the process of grouping or categorizing things, in this case, plant species, based on shared characteristics.
Classify, classify, classify.
To put things into groups or categories so they can be understood and organized better. Here's a sample sentence. The librarian helped me classify the books on the shelf by genre, so they would be easier to find. This sentence demonstrates how the word classify can be used in context.
Clause, clause, clause.
A part of a rule or agreement that says something specific, usually with its own rules or conditions. Here is a sample sentence. The contract contained several clauses, including one that protected the company from liability in case of an accident.
Clay, clay, clay.
It's a type of soft, wet earth that can be molded with your hands. Here is a sample sentence. The potter needed the soft clay to create a beautiful ceramic vase.
Clear, clear, clear.
It means free from something that makes things confusing or unclear, so you can see or understand them easily. Here is a sample sentence. After the storm, the sky was clear and the sun shone brightly. This sentence demonstrates the meaning of clear as being free from clouds or obstructions.
Clearance, clearance, clearance.
It's when something is allowed or permitted to happen, exist, or be done after being checked or approved by someone in charge. Here's a sample sentence. The store offered a 20% clearance sale on all winter clothing to make room for new spring arrivals. In this example, clearance refers to the process of selling items at a reduced price in order to get rid of them and make space for new products.
Clench, clench, clench.
To make a tight fist with one's hand, holding something firmly in place. Here is a sample sentence. She clenched her fists in anger as she heard the news. In this example, clench means to hold something. In this case, one's fists, tightly shut or grip.
Client, client, client.
A person or organization that uses services from someone else, like a professional or business. Here's a sample sentence. The lawyer met with her client to discuss the details of their upcoming court case.
clientele, clientele, clientele,
This refers to the group of people who regularly visit or do business with someone, like a shop owner or a professional service provider. Here is a sample sentence. The upscale boutique's clientele consisted mainly of wealthy socialites and fashionistas, who were looking for high-end designer clothing. In this example, clientele refers to the group of people who regularly shop at or are associated with the boutique.
climate, climate, climate,
It's the long-term pattern of how hot or cold, wet or dry, different places are on Earth. Here's a sample sentence. The changing climate has led to more frequent and severe weather events in our region. This sentence demonstrates how the word climate can be used to refer to the long-term atmospheric conditions that influence weather patterns.
climax, climax, climax,
It's the most exciting or intense part of something, like a story or an experience. It's when things reach their highest point and are at their most interesting or dramatic. Here's a sample sentence. The thrilling plot twist was the climax of the movie, leaving viewers on the edge of their seats as they waited to see what happened next.
cling, cling, cling,
To hold on to something tightly, often because you don't want to let go or be separated from it. Here's a sample sentence. She clung to her mother's hand as they walked through the crowded airport, feeling anxious and scared. In this sentence, clung means to hold tightly or closely to something or someone, often out of fear, anxiety, or attachment.
clinic, clinic, clinic,
A place where people go to see a doctor or healthcare professional for advice, treatment, or checkups. Here's a sample sentence. The doctor referred me to a specialist's clinic for further evaluation and treatment.
clip, clip, clip,
It's something that holds or attaches two things together, often by pressing them into place with a bit of force. Here is a sample sentence. She used a clip to hold her hair back while she worked in the garden.
clockwise, clockwise, clockwise,
When you move around something like a circle or a shape, in the direction that makes the hands of a clock go forward, that's what we're talking about. Here is a sample sentence. She turned the screw clockwise to tighten it.
closet, closet, closet,
A small, enclosed space for storing or hiding things, often in a room. Here is a sample sentence. She spent hours organizing her closet, folding and hanging every item with precision. This sentence demonstrates how the word closet can be used in context to refer to a small room or space used for storing clothes.